welcome to a channel. Hope you're doing fine. I hope you're going to like today's video. Now, in this analysis, we want to look into who is the likely flag bearer of the opposition. Who is likely to be given that flag bearership to run for presidency from the opposition side. And in the same analysis, we'll be tackling who is the most popular. And of course, following the opinions that we have seen on the ground and what people have been saying, and even what has been released by various opinion polls that have been trending. Without further ado, let's get into it. But if you're watching for the first time, always remember to subscribe to now, like this video, and also you can drop a comment in the comment section about our analysis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the opposition is made of a very variety of principles. We have Stephen Kalonzo, we have Matiangi, we have Rigathi Gachagua, we have George Natembeya, Eugene Wamalwa, Justin Muturi, Martha Karua. We have of course a wider number of opposition principles. But the race for presidency narrows down to three strong opposition principles. The first one is Rigathi Gachagua. Then we have Fred Matiangi, and also we have Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. But in this analysis, I want to eliminate Rigathi Gachagua based on the fact that he has a pending case, is still in court. And the other day we had the Chief Justice saying once impeached, you cannot run for presidency unless that case is withdrawn. So on that basis, we withdraw Rigathi Gachagua. And the other reason why we have to withdraw Rigathi Gachagua, if you have been seeing the formulas of winning the presidency from the opposition, they don't favor a Mount Kenya presidential candidate. All the formulas, regardless of the opinion polls, they don't favor a Mount Kenya opposition presidential candidate. So on that basis, it's likely that the Mount Kenya region will not be producing a presidential candidate come 2027. And the reason and one of the most simplest reasons that we can argue based on that is because if Mount Kenya region produces a presidential candidate, it automatically means that the campus cannot produce a running mate, or they cannot produce as presidential candidate, because these are the people who come almost from the same region. They're just like Nyanza and Luo Nyanza and Kisii. There is no way you can have a presidential candidate from Mount Kenya region, a running mate from Ukambani region, because as we speak today, we have Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That automatically means if Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will be running for any post, it eliminates the fact that Mount Kenya region can produce a presidential candidate or a flag bearership, and especially if they are in the same opposition formula. And that's the biggest reason that eliminates a Mount Kenya region. And of course, as we've been seeing, that the formulas don't favor Mount Kenya region. Now, let's get into our today's analysis. Who is likely to be given that flag bearership? And I have now narrowed down to two individuals. That's Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Fred Okengo Matiangi. Should they go to the negotiation table? Because at the end, at long last, the principals will get to a room where they'll sit and decide on who is going to be their flag bearership, who is going to be the opposition flag bearership, who is going to carry the flag of the opposition. So who do you think within Matiangi and Kalonzo? And the first factor that we have to consider is the Mount Kenya region. The Mount Kenya region. Remember that as we speak today, Mount Kenya region controls 30% of the total votes that are cast in any election throughout the history of Kenya because of their large or tyranny of numbers. In 2022, you know, they gave President Ruto 3.5. They gave Raila Odinga about 800,000 votes. That was about 1 million. So there was about 4.5. And of course, we add the scattered votes across the country. They had about 5 billion votes. And these numbers are likely to rise in 2027 to 6 million votes. That's why how significant Mount Kenya region is in determining the next presidential candidate of the Mount Kenya region. So the way that the opposition flag bearership will be chosen is in two categories. Number one, leaving to the Kenyans to decide. Kenyans to decide, those Kenyans who support the opposition to be given that chance to air their opinion on who they think can be the flag bearership of the opposition. And in case that's going to be the case, if they leave it to Kenyans, between Kalonzo Musyoka, and I want you to ask yourself that question, between Kalonzo Musyoka and Fred Okengo Matiangi, and the Kenyans are giving opinions, who do you think is likely to be chosen? If you saw the other day when they were ranking the most popular leaders in the country, Fred Okengo Matiangi was second after Babu Owino. That shows you that if Kenyans are given that chance to decide on who they want to be the flag bearership from the position, Fred Okengo Matiangi will clinch that chance, will get that chance. If you today you walk to the Mount Kenya region, which we have said that will be very significant in the position winning, and you go and get opinions from the Mount Kenya regions, random opinions between Kalonzo Musyoka and Matiangi, and you ask them that want one of them to be the flag bearership, a good majority of the people will go for Matiangi because of the good track record that Matiangi is remembered, which happened recently during the Uhuru Kenyatta's regime. So that's the first scenario of Matiangi. If they go to the Kenyan side, Kenyans making their choice, Fred Okengo Matiangi will clinch that chance. But if they leave it to the negotiation room, no, if they limit to the negotiation room, waamue sasa aja to limit hii mambo ikwe negotiation room, wacha tumalizie hii mambo kwa negotiations. Trust me, Kalonzo Musyoka will carry the day. Kalonzo Musyoka will be considered as the flag bearership of the position, because if you see the side of Rigathi Gachagua, if Rigathi Gachagua is not likely not to be on the ballot, is likely to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And the reasons are very simple. We have seen him go to Kampani and say that the time for campus to, even during the beginning of the position, he had said that it's time for Mount Kenya region to pay the debt that they had the campus. And he has said that it's time for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to rise to presidency. So there's an high likelihood of the Rigathi Gachagua side supporting Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in the opposition if they leave it to the negotiation room. And if that's going to happen, then it's going to come with a very huge backup. And that one will make Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka the flag bearership if it's done in the closed door meeting. So those are the two factors that will determine who will be the flag bearership of the position. If they leave it to Kenyans, Matiangi will carry the day. If they go to the closed door meeting where they'll decide, the leaders of the principals decide, then Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will carry the day. What's your opinion? What do you think is the most preferred presidential candidate? Or what do you think is the best option to pick a running or the person who will carry the flag bearership of the position? And as you make this decision, remember that there are repercussions. Is there possible fallout? Because in politics, anything is possible. Is there a possible fallout? If you say Matiangi is going to be the presidential candidate, will Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka deputize Fred Okengo Matiangi? If you go for Fred Okengo Matiangi, if Kenyans, they go the Kenyans way and Kenyans decide it's Fred Okengo Matiangi, can Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, and the rest of the team heed to that choice and support him fully, or there will be a fallout? Which is the likely chance that will put the entire opposition together? Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll take more time to read and give you a response. And in case which politics coach you like and it's your first time to be here, always remember to subscribe, like this video, and also you can drop a comment in the comment section. Have a nice day and stay safe always.